Okay, I have 4 pieces of wood here. They're sanded surfaced wood, and each of them have been treated. Now this one here, I put a polyurethane kind of a lacquer coating on there. So we're going to test whether we can transfer onto a varnished lacquer type of a wood surface, as that was asked of me via email this morning and prompted me to experiment. Here is simply spray painted white, so you can see whether white areas show up white rather than the wood grain. This was sprayed with a clear coat spray, so it is treated with a clear coat. We'll see if the image will transfer onto that. And this was treated with a clear coat and a another kind of a varnish kind of mixture, giving it that slight color difference between the two. So it has a little of this clear coat as well as a little bit of something like this, not the same, but that's another varnish. So I've got 4 treated surfaces here, and we're going to experiment with each one of them. Now, with the polyurethane varnish type setup here, one thing is I noticed is it's rough. After I applied it, I got some bubbles in here and stuff, and I haven't sanded it down or anything. So we're going to try to apply it even though this is very rough, and we really need a more smooth surface for a good transfer. And what I'm going to do is the full dry method because of that. And with that, we're going to use a, let's say we'll use a Mod Podge and see if that will work. Or we can try a regular glue. See if I can open this Mod Podge here. It's pretty stiff. Okay, and let me get a brush. There we go. First off, I guess we should cut our little Avengers stuff off of here. So this is much bigger than this, but I don't care. You know, we'll just apply that on. We're just testing anyway. So let's go ahead and take a sponge brush here and put a nice coat on here. And I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, so I'm actually going to leave a border up here and down here so we can see that. And I'm not even applying this even, so I'm going to have to add a little bit here and use my finger, so I like to do, and just try to get a smooth coverage all the way across. Nice even coverage. Get the hard stuff off of there. Okay. Alright, that might be too much, but hey, we'll find out. Alright. And I'm just going to plop that right on there. I'm not worried about centering or anything. That's not what I'm testing for. And we'll go ahead and seal this up. Get the brayer. Okay. Already feels like it wants to lift off. Don't have to do that. Why does it want to lift off? Interesting. Okay, we don't want that to do that. So let's get that down as best we can. Now let's dry it. Alright, why don't we just go ahead and put this to the side for right now. We'll just let it continue to dry while we test some of these others out. All right. So the first thing I think we'll do is we'll mess around with this white painted surface here. It's just painted white. There's no coating on there. And I'm going to do the quick transfer method. So that requires a gel medium. Okay, so don't use Mod Podge or any of that glue or anything. Use gel medium strictly if you want to play around with the 1 minute quick transfer method, for which this paper is named quick transfer. Okay, I should have got probably a clean sponge brush, but anyway, this probably still has Mod Podge on it. Oh no. But you want a nice coat, okay, nice smooth coating. It's still wet before you apply the image to avoid any kind of streaks or anything. No transfer. Alright, so there we go. And I guess we can use, since it's so small, we can use any one of these. So let's use this big old thing here and put it on there like so. Okay, and I'm starting the clock and on the 3 hand. Okay, so 45 seconds I'm going to lift this off. Okay, I'm going to moisten it first and then I'm going to lift it off. Okay, so you want to brayer it down really good. You want good contact on there at all times. Okay. This is the painted surface one, right? Okay. Spin 30 seconds, so we'll keep waiting. We want 45 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's 45 seconds. So just a little bit of water, not too much, just a little bit. Just moisten the back. All right. Make sure it absorbs some of that water in there. And need a paper towel. Yes, see, there we go. We'll just use this one to just absorb the excess of the water. And then we peel. Let's see if it works on a painted surface. Okay, so it works great on painted surfaces, and you can see the white of his shield and the glaring white of the Ant-Man's head and the Iron Man's hand. That all came out. The white that's up here, see, it's all nice and white rather than the color of the wood itself. If I didn't spray paint the wood white, then you could see like right here, the shield, the white on the shield and everything would have actually been the color of this wood right here. But because I painted this side white, it brings out all the white. It makes it really nice and full colored. Okay. Excuse me. And you can see it was pretty much a full release of the image. So painted surfaces are definitely a go for the quick transfer paper. All right. Now we have the clear coat. This was sprayed with a clear coat, and we're going to try the quick transfer method again with clear coat. And let's see if it will adhere to the clear coat. So again, you use gel medium, nothing else but gel medium. And again, make sure you know these are laser printed images, not inkjet. Okay, I don't recommend inkjet. It doesn't come out as well. If you insist on using it, you can, but I guarantee you a lot of the paper will stick and require a lot of rubbing off if you use inkjet. So use laser and it'll just peel right off. No qualms whatsoever. Okay, I think I got that covered pretty good in gel. So let's use this Avengers thing right here. Okay, put that on. Okay, and right now the clock is at the 12, so 45 seconds. Press down really well with your brayer. Looks like I got a hard piece right underneath here, which is kind of a bummer. Hope that doesn't cause too much. There's also one right there. You want to make sure you have a nice smooth surface for the best results. Okay, 30 seconds has just gone by. So we just have looks like 10 seconds left here. We get the water. And all right, so that's 45 seconds. Just a little bit of water. Okay. Just a little bit of water, and we're going to absorb the excess with the paper towel. And it should just peel right off. Let's see. And it does. Did a pretty good job. Was it perfect? Nope. I have that hard piece. That part where I said there was a hard piece, it's right there on the Hulk, and it prevented the paper, the transfer, from actually touching the board. So that was this one here too. There was that other little hard piece. So I have those two, and I have some that didn't come off a little bit here, and so that's due to not enough of the gel, or it could be the pre-coat, the clear coat, except for the rest of it came off pretty good on the clear coat. So I'm going to say that worked okay for the quick transfer. But what we'll do is, like we did with this varnish one, here's a clear coat and varnish, right? I believe that's the one here. And we're going to do the 5-minute complete dry on this one, which means we're not going to use, well, you know what, let's use gel medium anyway. I think we can use gel medium for everything. So I'm going to do the full dry method here. All right, and let's see if we can, what happens with the full dry method, okay? And gel medium. So we're really experimenting today, okay? Let's get that all spread nice and even. Some hard bits, get those off of there. I hate those things. And as you saw, hard bits can really mess up your image, so you want to get those off. Just one right there. You want a smooth, complete coat. Because apparently with the brayer, it gives you good contact, but it doesn't spread the medium or glue over areas that doesn't have the medium or glue, unfortunately. It'll ooze out, but it doesn't necessarily go over areas that has nothing on it. So you have to make sure that you've got full coverage if you don't want any of your transfer not to, any of your image not to transfer. Okay, so if you take your time, you'll get the best results. Okay, I hope I'm doing it really good here. All right, nice and wet. I think I got good coverage on there. And now we'll put this puppy on there like so. Oops, don't let it slide. I let it slide, don't let it slide. And we'll go like that. And we want this to fully dry, so alright, we'll get that started. Put that off to the side here. Okay, we'll put that right there. We'll get everybody inside the picture here, that'd be nice. Okay, so this is pretty well dry by now. This is the varnish one. So we got to really wet this one down here. This is the full dry method here, so we got to really wet this thing down. Then you take your finger and make sure you rub that water really well into the paper. Don't rub the paper off, just get it to soak in the water. You just want it to soak in the water. It's been sitting here a while. It's been absorbing, or it's been drying up completely like a rock. So okay, and this usually going to take a few peels. It usually doesn't come off in one peel because it's the stickier of the two methods. All right, but you do want to make sure it's well wet and soaked in before you even attempt this. All right, so I'm going to carefully start to pull back now from the end horizontally across the surface. Just slowly and methodically. Alright. Well, if you were wondering if you can transfer onto varnish, lacquered kind of polyurethane type of a surface, I'm going to say that that's an affirmative. It looks like you can transfer it onto those surfaces. I noticed that this part right here is not even dry, so I didn't even completely dry this. Could have used another minute under the hairdryer there, but there you go. Look at that. Okay, you see that? So for the subscriber who asked me the question, as you can see right there, yes, it will transfer onto lacquered urethane treated wood. Okay, so we used Mod Podge for this one, so we know that works with Mod Podge onto a varnished surface. As long as the glue itself would adhere to the varnish, the transfer will adhere, because the transfer doesn't really care about what you've put on the wood itself. You know, the treated wood, it cares about what you're using as the adhesion, the transfer medium, whether it's Mod Podge or gel medium or whatever. And apparently Mod Podge or school glue will adhere to the varnish surface, which means that so will the image transfer onto a varnished wood surface. So that's good to know. Next time I'll know the answer to that when asked. I didn't know, so I said, well, I've never tested it, but now, of course, I could say, yes, I've tested it, and yes, it works. All right, so now we're down to this last one here. We used a gel medium. We didn't use Mod Podge or a glue, and we're going for the full dry method on here, so I'm going to give it just another minute here. All right, that's good enough. I think it's dry. All right. And again, we're going to just wet it down here a little bit. Just add a little bit of water and let it soak in. We want to get it soaked in really nice. I could see it soaking into the paper there. And that will allow an easier release, a more complete release. Okay. It absorbed all the water I had on it, so I'm putting a little bit more on there. All right, all the way to the edges so that you don't have an edge peel. Okay, just don't rub the paper off. I mean, that's not what we use this paper for. Okay, that's a different kind of a method altogether. All right. So, we'll gel medium, full dry, transfer onto a urethane / clear coat surface. What do you think? What do you think, folks? All right. Nothing was left behind. The whole image transferred, and there it is. Okay, let's see if I get it in there. Okay, look at that. Is that awesome or what? That looks pretty darn cool, doesn't it? Okay, so there you go. Completely released. Okay, so let's recap here. All right. If you have untreated wood or you have a painted surface, the quick 1 minute method will work. Okay, and it will work with the clear coat as well. However, the clear coat one did leave a little bit behind in the black area here and was not as complete as this one is. This one and this one were full dry methods. This was done in about 4 to 5 minutes of using a hair dryer, and these were 100% transfers, nothing left behind. So my recommendation from this experiment is, if you are using treated wood, that means if you put anything on that wood at all, consider going with the full dry method. Now you can use Mod Podge or glue, or you can even use gel medium. It doesn't seem to make a difference. As a matter of fact, the gel medium was just fantastic. Okay, if you're going to do the quick dry method, this takes 45 seconds as opposed to 5 minutes. 45 seconds, all right. In this case here, you must use a gel medium. You do not use a Mod Podge or a glue or anything. It must be a gel medium. Okay, it could be Liquitex, Blick, or some other brand. It probably doesn't matter. I use the matted gel. All right. That will allow you to get it off within a minute. 45 seconds to a minute. Don't go over a minute. And I would recommend that for untreated surfaces. For example, here is a flat, clean, sanded board. It has nothing on it. The 45-second method will work wonderful on this. If you paint it and you were able to keep it smooth, you should be able to still use the 1 minute method. But sometimes you paint and it gets a little rough from the paint. Then you want to go with a full dry method. And the full dry method is more foolproof for coated surfaces or surfaces that is not like a really smooth wood surface. Use the full dry method. Gel medium works for either one, but the Mod Podge and glue only works for the full dry method. You can't use it for the quick. Well, I hope that makes sense to all of you. There you go. That's the experiment. Hope that answers the question of the subscriber. And thank you so much for watching. And just to let you guys know, if you're watching my drawing tutorials, I've been really working on filming that young lady over there. I'll show you real quick here. But I've been continuing on with this, and I've been filming it all along the way. And as soon as her whole face is covered with the tone, you'll be seeing that in a few days. I'll have that uploaded. So it's just not transfer videos now that I'm doing. It just takes longer to do the drawing vids. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate you stopping by. And remember that if you're interested in this paper, that it is available at rickscandoit.com. Just click on the link that says shop, and there's videos and information on how to get it and so forth. And I really do appreciate you guys. Really do. Thanks for stopping by and watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click the notification bell. You know how that works. Oh, and please, thumbs up. Tell YouTube, hey, keep Rick's Conduit around a little bit longer. I'd appreciate it. All right, bye-bye.